I do my thing on it. She hit my line 100 times, I let it ring on it. These niggas must be out their mind, cause I'm the king on it. You know my thing, that's what I bring on it. Cause I'm the king on it. Okay. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I'm too far gone, I probably left a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I just want them dollars, nigga, you can keep the change. Unsatisfied until we on a private plane. I be with them soldiers ready to die over a name. Once that oil hit my head, I'd never been a
know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
What's going on, Israel? I.S.U.P.K.com. That's the website. Hey, listen, man, everybody should be paying their tithes, man. Support the truth. You know how we do. Heavy hitters in the building with me tonight. General Muhammad up in the building. Give it up. General Makala in the building. Give it up. General Hazai Yun in the building. Give it up. Officer Marah, Officer Yediah, Officer Ibaha, y'all, and Officer Matumya in the building holding us down as usual and getting it on, all right? Let's get it in. Where we going first, Marah?
You said flood story, sir?
Yeah, let's rock that flood story out because that was something today. Boy, the Most High put a judgment down on Esau today. The death toll right now is at 104. That's where the death toll is at right now. 104 people killed down there in the South. They said in one area, now this sounds insane to me, but this came on the news. I heard it with my own ears. They said that the flood waters rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. Play the video. Can you get audio on it? Oh, you lined it up. I'm sorry. I thought you had it on the show. Let me let you do your thing. Let me get out your business. So lock it, bro. They said they had 26 feet of water went up in 45 minutes. That's a lot of water and a lot of fast. The Lord against you then. The Most High is against you then. You had it where that white man's face was at. That was him announcing about the flood. Now, he's a little behind on it, but he's still announcing about it. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Matt Steele. What's going on? Big shout out to young man Sheldon. What's going on? Yabashim Shepherd Kathar, Barack Ya'ala. What's going on? DeVale Thornton. What's happening? Yabashim Shepherd Kathar. Holding it down out in Atlanta, Georgia. Tyree. You know what I mean? You're right, Tyree. That's a crazy amount of water, man. UPK. Lakamawan. What's going down? Shabaya Allah. What's happening? Fire up in the building. As usual, Black Dazzle. Yahweh Shmal, Thaba Hashem outside says, Omar Muhammad, what's going on, warrior? Holding it down, man. Barack Wanah, all the way down, all the way from Toronto in the game. You understand? Deandra, holding it down. What's happening, Deandra? Amana Boff, all the way from really West Coast. I guess that's West Coast territory. What's going on over there, sis? Who else is missing? Princess Nazam Anna, Jewel, Most High in Christ Generals, holding it down. Trooper Zakarwan, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some super posts up in here, man. Big shout out to Ayaz and his whole network, putting it down, man, for the Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get everybody else in a minute. Where we going, fam?
Ready, sir?
Let's do this. Check him out.
This morning, we recovered 75 deceased bodies here in Kirk County, including 48 adults and 27 children. Of this 48 adults and 27 children, 15 adults and 9 children are pending identification. At present, there are 10 campers from Camp Mystic unaccounted for and 1 counselor. As of 8:30 this morning, we recovered 75 deceased bodies here in Kirk County, including 48 adults and 27 children.
Slock, I'm sorry. Was you running it again? Sorry. I think we get the gist. It's up to 104 now. And correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. There were multiple campsites up there. It was like a big camping area. The Lord hit the whole camping area, flooded the place.
You know, you said what did you say, sir, about how high the water went so quick?
26 feet. At 26 feet in 45 minutes. Hey, shalom, General Mayat. I don't know if we got to speak to you yet or whatever.
Yeah, but you did shout me out in the beginning.
We got you.
And if I could, like you said, General, they said the water started off like under a foot. It was like a foot low, like below the normal. And then in, like you said, an hour, 40 minutes, that joint shot up like a 2-story building.
In no time. Hey, West Philly for Life 1992. That's what I'm talking about. I post this show, man, on your Gab account. Everybody spread these shows, man. Spread these shows, support this truth, support this ties. This is how we go forward in this time, man. If you don't gain nothing from the show, you should gain the fact that the Lord did this so early that is so helpful to us. General, I didn't mean to cut you off. If I did, please do. Go ahead, General.
Yes, sir. If I could,
no, I think Mayat was. Okay. Was he done? I think it was.
Yeah, I was done. I yield.
Salaki, Mayat. On that, but Mayat, go ahead. You want to take it?
Yeah. If I could, please ask 39 and 28 real fast. I was bringing up about how fast the road, sir, because to know that, to see that water coming, then an hour later, you know you're drowning. You got to know the Lord against you. You got to understand that the Most High now on your side. There ain't no God that love you, because now you about to drown. And you have to understand, everybody out there, all this is biblical, man. All these things going on is very, very biblical. For the evil that's being done to us, for the murder and death of our children, the Lord is paying it back for what they're doing to us. That's all it is, man. Now, if I can get a brother to read Ecclesiastes 39, verse 28, warrior. Read that for me, out.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
The Lord says spirits created for vengeance. Those spirits are angels, man. Created for vengeance. Vengeance from whom? The Most High. The Lord get an order, they go execute that order. It ain't what you see in Hollywood where they question the Most High. I don't know if this is right or wrong. I don't know. I ain't sure. Maybe the Most High tripping. Nah. They go follow the dude and they execute. They come to one con and get it done. Read.
Khan, which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
The way that water rose, that's the fury of the Lord and the sore strokes, man. You understand? The fury was the order being given out. The sore strokes, how it rose the way it did so fast. Go ahead.
Khan, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
Go ahead.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
You have to understand, you know this here what's going on. You got to know now the Lord not on your side. The Lord don't love you. No matter what you may think or say, and what you're saying in Sunday services and all that, man, the Lord got something different. And he's showing you right now. It's like, that's it.
Damn right. That's crazy.
Can I read one, piggyback off of General Hayes?
Lord's chosen people. Like he getting you back for that. Deporting children, making children have to go sit in court. Little babies sitting in court trying to defend themselves in an immigration charge. Ripping babies out of mothers' hands. Like the Lord don't see it.
Right.
Roll up mask on your face, rip the baby right out the mother's hand. Lost 1,500. You still ahead. Lost 1,500 babies in the last sweep you did under Trump. Both Obama and Trump lost 1,500 of the Lord's chosen people like it was no big deal. If you don't mind, don't go back out. You good right there. What, if you don't mind, Marab, please?
Can I say something, sir?
1,500 people right back then. Now, here you are again, just ripping babies out and actually enjoying it. Actually, enjoying being cruel and vicious and ruthless and thoughtless. Well, the Lord is giving you a warning, letting you know he can be vicious and ruthless and thoughtless too.
Damn right.
That was a horrible death. They was in the house. One guy tried to put him on the bed to keep him above the water, but the water was going up so fast. Once they got on the top of the bed, there was nothing else they could do. They had to just go down with the whole campsite. Many of them, the whole damn house got taken away. They said one Edomite stood on top of the electrical box while the house floated downriver for hours and got rescued that way. All right.
Can I make a comment, General?
Sir, you mind if I see the video one more time?
Hello, testing. Can y'all hear me? Mariah, can you hear me?
The devil, the one that Commander Julian Hunter played in the beginning.
Test. Can y'all hear me, generals?
Sir, if I could.
Mariah?
So we can say something, sir?
No.
If I could, okay, things like this always, I don't know why I'm still shocked about this, but I've just seen this so many times after my years in service under you. White people now are on TV sad because their children are missing.
Oh.
They don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Their children are missing. Something has came and taken their children from them. And now their children are gone. And they're on TV crying because something has taken their children. For the life of me, I never could understand. Why don't they know that's how we feel when they take our children? Like when they deport our children,
Right.
that's how we feel. When you snatch a baby out of the arms of a Mexican woman, she doesn't know what happened to her child. She doesn't know where her child is going. She's scared to death. A wave of oppression has taken her child, and it's come across her like a flood. ICE went into Los Angeles, sir, like a flood. It went into Los Angeles. People that have been there for 20 years, working, productive members of society for 20 and 30 years, working jobs. The immigrant community in Los Angeles, the so-called illegal immigrant community, gives about $54 billion every year in taxes in Los Angeles. They work. They go to school. They support the community. Then one day, a wicked man rose up over Egypt that knew not Joseph. An evil man rose up who did not care about their good reputation and their labor. And it was like in a day, a flood of ICE agents came and took away their grandmothers and grandfathers, took away their children. Violently, like a flood. It came out of nowhere. How could they notice what happened? They've been here for 30 years, working alongside the citizens, being productive members of society. Then one day, with no warning, with no alarm, a flood of ICE agents came and took them away. Now God has sent a flood on you. Right. Now he's done it. Now you know what you should do now? You're in danger. Deport the hurricane.
She was a ghetto hurricane. Her name was Chantal.
I did not know that, sir.
Her name was Chantal.
Her name was
She was like a ghetto hurricane.
Listen, Porter. Listen, send the ICE agents out and deport Chantal. Get rid of her. Get your guns and your Navy SEALs and deport her. Get rid of her. White people, I know you don't like to hear this because it makes you have to humanize people, and you think you're the only human. You think you're the only one that loves your kids. That's an amazing trait of white people, sir. White people think they are the only loving parents. They think when they snatch the baby out of your arms, you're just some animal who they taking your child because it's for the best.
Right.
It's because you're illegal.
Yes.
You're a criminal. But when the storm comes and takes their child, a tragedy has now happened. Now, a storm has taken your children the way you've taken ours. And if you don't like it, let my people go.
Right.
Let them go. Let them go. You don't want storms to destroy your land, sir. I saw Ted Cruz say something today. I didn't know if I could make it. I didn't know if I could live after it. Listen, Ted Cruz said on TV today, he said, so many children missing. Can you imagine what it's like to not know where your child is?
God
when
damn.
I don't know what
you
to
got
do.
to find that one.
I have it.
You got it.
I'm going to send it to you.
Pass it to you. Die. Good night.
Please stand
he
by.
literally said that.
He said it.
And can I read the scripture while you're looking for that, sir?
Please, General.
Exodus 22 and 23. The Lord said, if thou shalt afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children shall be fatherless. And then that's what the Lord said, and he sent Chantel. Like we got a Father in heaven that looks out and protects us and gives us vengeance. And that's one thing that if you was in the school and in the truth, you would understand. And that's the beauty of being here. Slack it, sir. I yield.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to cut you. Damn right. Give it up. Hey, Mirage, any way to turn my yak up? Because he sounds a little low in here. I don't know if he broadcasting low. But he sounds
I think I'm about normal. I know Mirage said my volume was down because y'all couldn't hear me earlier.
No, you up now.
Okay, come.
I think Mirage made a move for you.
The water.
Man.
And sorry, too, Captain Kahan told me that this area you brought up earlier is full of Christian camps. Kahan said they're looking now to see if these are sundown towns.
Wow.
That's what Kahan just told me an hour before the show. That they might be sundown towns, and they're all super ultra white Christian camps where they learn about the blood of Jesus and how Jesus loves them and them alone here at these camps. Kahan told me this an hour ago. And here's Ted Cruz. If I could show Commander General Yohanna this.
Please.
Whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. We're ready right now.
We're not getting no sound from the video.
That's every parent's nightmare. Texas is grieving right now. The pain, the shock of what has transpired these last few days has broken the heart of our state. As of yesterday, the confirmed death toll was 82, and those numbers are continuing to go up. The children, the little girls who were lost at Camp Mystic, that's every parent's nightmare. Every mom and dad. Last week, we were
like every parent's nightmare. But the nightmare of our children being destroyed, taken away, put in cages. I was put in cages.
Right.
That's not a nightmare. Like, boy, white people, you got a bill to pay before the Lord. You got a bill to pay before the Lord to be so cruel and thoughtless. That was the nightmare. But what happens to us is not a nightmare. And once again, why you cannot have another nation over another nation. All of those stories of we all coming together in a melting pot. It's like school of UPK. We never went for that. We was always against that because we knew that melting pot was a lie. That melting pot, you was a conscienceless beast telling us all like a snake come together in the big melting pot. We all gonna be one. Well, really, you just was using the Lord's chosen people till you got enough power to get rid of them. And now it comes out how you really feel. It's a nightmare when your babies go. No problem when you take the Lord's chosen people's babies. Well, guess what? You about to find out how the Lord, like he said in that scripture, how it's brought out. He said his anger will wax hot. Just like you sad and hurt over yours, the Lord's anger gonna wax hot against you for what you're doing. And the pain and the punishment is gonna be severe throughout it. We good?
Yes, sir. Want to keep going, sir?
And it's amazing. It's amazing how he can say this before the world, right? And the rest of white America ain't losing their mind, meaning they in the same mind frame he's saying. They sad over the loss of these little white babies. But boy, it don't even register. But look what we've done. It don't even register. And that's not just him, but the whole race, you know what I'm saying? Is in one accord. I yield.
Like I'm sorry, I always do that.
No, you right, sir.
Salakia, General. General, you are so right. You are so right. You won't find one video on TikTok saying this happened because of what we did. Right. You will not find one YouTube video, one TikTok video saying this happened because of us. We got no goddamn conscience. We're a thoughtless beast. That we shouldn't be the ones saying this. White people should be the ones saying it. You should have been watching them Latino babies in cages. You should have been watching them being snatched as ICE was running through the streets of LA, snatching the babies right out the mother's hand. You should have been watching that. And when this happened, you supposed to be chastising your leadership.
That's right.
For what has happened. What you saying, give it up for General Mayaka. You know what I mean? Like, that's what should have been said. Rotten to the core. Give it to me in Deuteronomy, y'all, real quick, if I could. Where the Lord says, shall not have, not regard the old or the young.
Yes, sir.
Let's read that, because the Lord already had his whole spirit fed. This is a thoughtless animal right here. You know what I mean? This is a man that he's had us in slavery so long, he's never had to actually have a conscience about us. And here's what's sad about it. He only respects nations that will hit him back. Yeah. The problem with us is we don't have the power to hit him back yet. But the Lord is going to hit him back like he ain't never been hit before. Yeah. Go ahead, Yadai, whenever you're ready.
Sir, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
This animal came from far, from the caves of the Caucasus Mountains. Go ahead.
Sir. From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
That's right.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Nobody could understand his mind because this his tongue, because he speaks with a forked tongue. He speaks out of both sides of his mouth. America the beautiful, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. That's why they love Martin Luther King. We all little black boys and little white girls, hand in hand, or however he put it. That was all BS. And you churches, you preachers who were supposed to be the men of God, you bought it hook, line, and sinker like an old sellout. You bought it hook, line, and sinker, or whatever they call it. Yeah. And now you see what they really made up. They could care less about us. They want to exterminate us off the land. Go ahead, I'll finish it.
Sir. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old.
They don't care about the old. You see, they cutting Medicaid. They're getting ready to kick people off of Medicaid. Money already designated. People already paying into the thing. They so greedy and ruthless that they got to go. Because really, that's what America's about. America's about getting the money off of the masses that they bring in captivity under them. We the only fools acting like we supposed to get, where my Social Security check? Where my blah, blah, blah. They could care less about it. Really, they wish they could just turn your mind into the mind of a cow or a goat so that they can just work you And then when they finish with you, you know, sell your body parts. I don't know what the hell they want to do. They already doing that with the babies in the abortion clinic. This is a thoughtless animal. We living under Frankenstein. And we better wake up and figure it out. Go ahead, Al.
Come, sir. Nor show favor to the young.
Nor show favor to the young. They not gonna care about no babies. They ain't gonna give a damn about no babies. Nor show favor to the young. Just like what's going on now. But guess what? The Lord, he shows favor to the young. And he showed it this week. That was a heavy point you pulled up on that tape. Was there more on that tape?
Yeah, he said it. If you want, he said
some more
hypocrisy.
Can we get some more of that, Marah, real quick on that tape? Because that was amazing.
Picking up our daughter from camp here in Hunt. Our girls have gone to camp here for a decade. The hill country is an incredible. Our girls have gone to camp here for a decade. The hill country is an incredible part of Texas, part of the country. The natural beauty here is incredible. The camps that have raised generations of little girls and little boys and instilled character and love and faith are extraordinary institutions. And I'll tell you, the pain in our state, and it's every part of the state. You've got Texans from all over the state who were here celebrating the 4th of July. A week ago, this was a time of great celebration. You're dropping your little girl off at camp, your little boy off at camp. You're celebrating independence.
A time of great celebration. Didn't they run down there on Cinco de Mayo and lock up tons of I.S.U.P.K?
They went to grade school, sir.
Yeah.
They went to grade school graduation, sir.
That's right, to graduation.
Yes, they did, sir.
While you in there graduating, celebrating with your mom.
Celebrating grade school, not high school.
Not high school.
Meaning 5th grade.
Yes.
8th grade.
Not even. Probably.
Sorry.
6th grade. 5th grade. No, you're
grade.
right. 5th grade, 6th grade.
Grade school graduation.
Grade school graduation.
Yeah.
And went in there and snatched your parents away. Kids did not even know who was going to take care of them after their parents is gone because of these cruel, ruthless, thoughtless animals.
And sir,
now,
this storm happened at the camp he sends his children to.
That's right.
That's what he just said.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Boy, you got a taste.
Mm-hmm.
You got a taste of what you've been dishing out.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give us a little bit more if you don't mind, Marah, and I'll get up off.
Independence Day, you know that your child is going to be swimming and canoes and horseback riding and doing archery and making lifetime friends. And then suddenly it turns to tragedy. For the last several days, I've spoken to multiple parents, scared out of their mind. What, do you know anything? Where is my daughter? There's still 10 girls and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic that are unaccounted for.
And they're not telling you where they are. Go ahead.
And the pain and agony of not knowing your child's whereabouts, it's the worst thing imaginable.
Is it now? It's the worst thing imaginable, Muhammad. Come on, Ha. The worst thing imaginable, my yacht.
You know, these cats here, man, hypocrisy is killing me. You know, but they got to understand, just like Egypt did this to us, you doing to us. But the Most High dealt with Egypt. He gonna deal with you too. The Lord gonna deal with you. He dealing with you. It ain't no coincidence. This happened on July 4th weekend. The July 4th holiday. After I did all those things against all I.S.U.P.K and threatened to do with the Haitians, you know what I mean? Threatened to do with everybody else. Give me Psalm 78:29 real fast. Real quick and bringing this out. Because the Lord is watching what you're doing. The Bible says his eyes are on the sinful kingdom. You understand? The more you sit back and do things to us to hurt the children of the Lord, he's going to put it right back in your face. And this happened immediately. This is quick. Lord happened, and the Lord moving quick to let you know what's going on. Now, check out what the Most High says in the Bible about this here. This is the same place. That place was a spiritual place, right? They had Bible lessons and all that kind of stuff, right? Christianity, right? Well, read what Psalm 78:49 says about you. Go ahead.
Go on, the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49.
Mm-hmm.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger,
Keep on going.
wrath,
Go ahead.
and indignation,
Go ahead.
and trouble.
How's he doing it? Go ahead.
Come, by sending evil angels.
By doing what?
By sending evil angels.
Go ahead.
Among them.
Some angels did that, man. The angels of God did that. You understand me? For what you doing to God's chosen people. Oh, there is a backlash. While we ain't like them crazy Israelites with bombs and Allah, 70 virgins, boom, boom, blowing everything up. No, we ain't got to do that, man. We pray to the God in heaven by his true name, Yahweh, his son, Yahweh Shai. And the Lord's going to take care of us. He going to send who, brother?
Evil angels.
What?
Among them.
Go ahead.
He made a way to his anger.
Right.
He spared not their soul from death.
Did you spare our souls? Them babies that's dying, that you coming in and cash and putting fear in them, snatching them out of grade school, graduation. You got to be kidding me. But the parents is running all kinds of things going on. Did you spare them? Well, the Lord not sparing you. This is biblical prophecy for what you're doing to the 12 tribes. Keep on reading.
Come. But gave their life over to the pestilence.
Drop down to 52.
Verse 52. But he made his own people to go forth like sheep.
Listen, that's what's going to happen. You better come into this truth, man. You better get in the I.S.U.P.K. You better learn this, get these classes and learn how to really change your life. Start give up pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, mussels, scrimps, and scallops, and all the catfish and all that kind of evil stuff, man. You understand? Because that's what's killing you. Because you disobeying the Lord, man. Learn how to be a brother to another brother, a sister to a sister, man. You understand? Stop committing adultery, fornication. All those things that change your life, man. And you ain't got to be like how they are over in with the other Israelites. All you got to do is make those changes and love the Lord like how he say love him. And this is going to happen to all our enemies. You understand? It's like it's our yield.
Where we going, yo?
Come. No jumpers for extra reportedly loses hand in gory firework accident after online threat.
Yeah, what happened to this brother is very tragic. Very, very tragic. And something we can definitely learn from. You know what I mean? Like it's time now for the 12 tribes to reject this whole spirit of hating each other. This whole spirit was created by Esau. That's why No Jumper is up there. That's why all these shows is up there. They love the conflict and the battling back and forth between gang members and all that. The Lord used this brother's fame to give us a lesson that we should never follow the 4th of July, number one. You know what I mean? And worse than that, we should never be considering throwing M80s into somebody's house. That's you are flirting with terrorism when you start talking about you gonna light M80s and throw them in your rival's house. Like the whole world is going at war. Now's the time for us to not go to war.
Right.
Now's the time for you. Don't get caught up in the demon they caught up in. They supposed to go into that demon. But now's the time for you to shed that world that you've been in, to shed that demon that you done had on you, and try to find some common ground. You ain't gonna be friends with everybody, and some things got to get paid back, but all of it doesn't mean it got to be paid back with lives. We need everybody's life now. We need that brother. We don't need that brother with one hand, even though he had evil intentions. Even though he had evil intentions, and even though he was putting that evil intention out in the world. He don't know. The Lord might have done the best thing that could have happened to him. Because Christ said this, if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off. Like the Lord stopped him in his tracks because the Lord knows what he may have done or what he did do. But it should be a lesson for us that you got to make it back to the brotherhood, and you're going to have to deal with that situation with that brother. There might have to be some kind of repayment, but let's not always make it a body, because all we're doing is helping the enemy stack body, helping the enemy keep us hating each other. helping the enemy, and you don't know what you're doing with ordnance any goddamn way. The hell you handling ordnance for? Don't you know M80s are ordnances, man? That's what they used to use. That's what they used to use in the 60s when they came to kick your door in. They throw the M80s through the window, boom, boom, distract you, kick the door in, and kill everybody in the house. They killed a ton of Black Panthers using those same M80s. That's an ordinance that Esau now allows you to buy over the counter so you can hear a big boom on 4th of July, so you can celebrate his holiday and feel like it was war. Let me tell you something. I was in Fayetteville, North Carolina during this whole 4th of July. Big shout out to Captain I.S.U.P.K and all the brothers out there operating in North Carolina, South Carolina, all through that border. And we was right on the border of the Limber tribe. We was staying in one of the Limber tribe's homes, right? It was a beautiful experience. So I'm hearing half the night, my boom, 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 boom. And I'm saying to myself, I can't believe these Gadites is kicking so much fireworks. We was right on the border of the woods. And they blowing up stuff, blowing up stuff. Eventually, I got up and came out front. I walked out front, brother. It was not a single firework going on. It was nothing but guns. It sounded like fireworks. It was so much guns shooting out there. I ain't never heard that many guns at one time. I mean, I heard some guns. Yeah. But they were shooting out there every kind of gun you could think of. Even when it would die down, you would still hear pop, pop, pop. Somebody had a 380 or 22. Something was being fired completely all night. I mean, they were still utilizing the holiday to do it, but they were in there practicing on how to survive and take care of themselves. They was not in the, the celebration of 4th of July. Not one firework went up in the sky in that area. And brother, that's a lesson for us to learn. You handling ordinance, man, it's such, I ain't got nothing but compassion for the brother, because you handling ordinance, you understand, while celebrating the white man's birthday and doing it, the white man's holiday, and doing it, while threatening more brothers. Like, damn, we're going to kill it. We're going to wait till the 4th of July, and now we're going to kill every rival of ours. Like, wow, the white man's amazing. We was in chains. And they fighting for independence from England while we in chains. And now we going to fight to kill each other on the very holiday they fought for freedom on. We ain't learning nothing. And it's sad, man, that this happened with this brother. I yield. Anybody want to get in?
If I could say one thing, sir, unless someone else wanted to speak. What Commander General YAHANNA is saying is so true, especially about that Adam 22 and all of those pigs in the hip hop industry and on the internet and podcasters that love to glorify the death of our people and love to make fun of us and mock us when we are in a terrible, in a destitute state. White people know that the only reason we're involved in street violence is because we're poor.
That's it.
They understand that. They're no different than the white people that would go into the South in the Mississippi Delta and find some guitar player who will sign a contract where he gets paid nothing to make rock and roll music.
That's right.
And they become rich, and this brother goes right back to the Mississippi Delta to die in there. What happened to 4 Extra is so old in that they take some poor brother who's lost and in pain, and because of that, he has behavior that is self-destructive.
That's right.
He has a heroin addiction, like all of our early rock and roll artists did.
Every artist.
Oh, yeah. All of them was doing heroin.
Every jazz musician.
Every blues musician shot heroin. All of them.
That's right.
Shot heroin. But boy, they would love to make them famous and then send them right back to poverty.
And steal everything.
And steal everything they had. So now we have the hip-hop industry in Chicago and in Los Angeles. And they love your self-destructive music. They love your self-destructive nature. And they're going to use it and become millionaires. And I saw his GoFundMe page, sir. In class downstairs, it has about $1,000 on it.
Damn.
1,000. Somebody can pull it up. I don't know what it is now. But downstairs, It was $1,200, $1,300 on his GoFundMe for his medical bills. And can you imagine losing your right hand? How terrible that is.
And nobody.
You cannot work. Like now, this is an injury. You can't. Damn sure you can't lift. You can't dig ditches. You can't do the most menial labor.
You sure ain't gonna be a rapper.
You're done with rapping. You're done with labor. You're done with typing. You're done with anything. You're done with forklift. You're done with driving a truck. I've never been a truck driver,
right?
But I would assume you need that right hand.
I mean,
to drive, to just be a truck driver. You're done with everything. And here's the sad part about it. Now, the only thing you have is your spirit to endure hardness that you've never worked on. Because all you've ever worked on is swinging your right hand at people.
Wow.
All you've ever done is punch people in the face, have prison fights, alleyway fights. All you've ever done is be a child who fights at recess. That's it. Now, when something happens to you, a tragedy of this level, or you need the enduring spirit that God gives a man.
Right.
Like he's going to need something now, brother, that is heavy. Like to not commit suicide. And anyone who has lost their legs, lost their hands, them cats coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan will tell you, you don't feel like you're a man anymore. And somebody whose whole life is about fist fighting, sir. This injury is just too biblical. Yo, this cat's whole life is fighting. Fist is not even fighting with guns. It's literally having recess fist fights. That's like, right. You know, what they call it on the West Coast. There's another word. Fades.
Fade.
A fade, sir, is let's fight at 3 p.m.
Right.
A fade is for a child. Right. What man schedules a fight? Right. That I've never understood. I've heard that by time in the truth. Fights happen when someone attacks someone and then you have to defend yourself. Scheduling a backyard fight is for high school. It's children do that. You'll see you at 3 o'clock, Haas.
That's right.
I'll see you out in the alleyway. I'll see you. What fucking man schedules a fight like it's recess? Remember about in D.C., sir? In D.C., the Muslims in D.C., right? Back in the day, we'd be speaking, Mayaka, as you remember. And the Muslims would say, come around the alleyway. I used to go, come around the alleyway? I'm grown.
Right.
And we're going to fight. You got to attack us now.
We right here.
Yeah, we're going to do it here. I'm not walking around the fucking alleyway to put my dukes up. I'm grown now. This ain't recess.
Right.
Can you imagine being grown and your life is, we're going to have a fade at 3 p.m. in the child line. We're going to have a fade in the alleyway. Oh, you got to, somebody let you grow up.
That's right.
This poor brother never got a chance to just mature.
Right.
Because someone was giving him money to be a child.
That's right.
Someone was giving him money to stay a kid forever. Now, brother, say how well y'all shot. Now it's gone. Who? I know what you need now. You need something up here, young man.
Yeah.
You need something in here
now. Something real.
Shit. You need something in here to get through this.
That's right.
Whew, I pray he has it.
That's right. Boy, give it up. You're right, Jim. That's and the sad part is the Israelite school I.S.U.P.K is trying to put that in him. All in every brother. You know what I mean? Like that's what need to be in you before, you know. But it's just sad what happened to him. So Lord be with him. And Lord be with every brother that thought he was cool, running up and grabbing people's in the shirt or punching them in the face. Or I saw one video. He was leaning over some counter, over some desk over there in that show.
Yeah.
Ready to, pounce on the cat. Like he said, let the Lord bless him and keep him and strengthen him and let him come up out of that and mature. We done had enough of that whole gang spirit, that whole hating each other spirit. Give me that story you die about New York. They in New York doing it the way you got to do it. Right or wrong? Let's get that. Like in the next months and years, you're going to really hear him, have a totally different tone about what it is, about life period with him. Man. Like now he going to really help somebody. Now, instead of being famous for creating the same environment we've been fighting to get out of for 400 years. He'll be able to use that platform to truly fix brothers and sisters in the right spirit if he chooses to. That's how it goes. That's what we were doing here. Damn right. You got it, you there? Okay. Which one was it? Oh, did they send it to you? Oh, crap. Hold up. You don't know if you got it. Where's is Murat there? I'm right here. Murat, did I send that one to you? I'm sorry. Or was it in the list? My bad.
It wasn't in the list.
Huh? Oh man, somebody, you know what it is? I did not have it with me. Somebody posted it online. You could probably look it up. That's the Jamaica story. But the one we talking about is when they reported how New York City, that's the Brexit one, about how New York City, you won't have it. It's not in your list, Slav. Somebody got to pull it up. I forgot it was reported online. So we would need to pull it up. If somebody,
sir, if I may.
Yes.
On the opposite hand, I know there's no shootings in New York, but Philadelphia went ridiculous.
You got a mic over there? Please run it down.
Count on one con, sir.
Please give it to us.
I believe. Oh, all right. You got the other story for New York? Yeah. Most High Christ.
You want to let him finish with that one?
I was going to
the number for 4 extras GoFundMe page $1,253.
And he got to be damn near worldwide.
That's not going to help with the type of help he's going to need.
That's right. That's right.
That's a terrible thing.
Like it's worse for him because that's going to say to him, "You've been somebody else's clown." And I can guarantee you that No Jumper channel made tons of money,
millions.
They made millions of dollars, and then you go out and go to the extreme and trying to perform for them, and now look. Okay, go ahead and finish, Mariah. I'm sorry.
Kind of one concert. What I was saying is Philly is had a crazy amount of shootings and deaths in Philly on July 4th.
Go ahead.
I believe we got the story too, but we also have New York, like you wanted. If you want to go into that,
yeah. But let's do this one first. We'll come back to that one.
Count on one con.
Khan, 28 people were shot in 4 separate shootings across Philadelphia this weekend. 13 people shot in Grays Ferry, 8 people shot in South Philly, 4 people shot in West Philly, 3 people shot in North Philly.
Brutal. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. We have footage too, sir.
Somebody got tired of their bullshit, sir. That's what it sounded like. People got sick of your bullshit. In fact, people got sick of my shit. I went too far on that one. Damn. I ain't tired of your mess. They ran out of patience with you after that, sir.
God damn. Yeah, man. Yikes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, sir, this one in particular happened around Grace Ferry while I was at the slavery. It felt like a bomb went off.
Damn.
Con.
Damn.
And what I never understand, sir, is, and I know among the Black and Hispanic community, we know this, but I don't know if it's subconscious. Okay, we know that this murder and these murders are part of celebrating the 4th of July. And I know we kind of know it internally, but I don't know if we know it when we go to plan a party. But we know that part of the celebration is shooting someone or getting shot. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't seem like you're not surprised that they happen, right?
Right. Unfortunately, you're right. Unfortunately, in our mind, okay, in the shooter's mind, I'm going to have my best celebration and get my rifle. I hate to say it, that's what happened with the brother with the M80s. He don't want to just celebrate the 4th of July. He gonna throw these M80s in your house and get you too. But he ain't expecting it to come back on him. And the same with the shooting victim. He expecting to carry his gat and go to the 4th of July party and get them niggas that's out of line until somebody open a Mac 10 up 6 inches from your window. Then it's a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? That was a Mac 10. He couldn't even hold the thing steady. He had to extend the clip. It was shaking out his damn hand as he tried to.
Seemed like he was aiming.
No, he was just letting the shit off. Like, you know, man. And probably the same with the other one. And I mean, it's so humiliating. The one girl, I mean, looked like she had her drawers on and jumped over the other brother upside down. I said, if they'd have lowered them guns 10 inches, everybody on that porch would have been dead.
Yeah. Oh, they shooting at somebody's porch.
They shooting over somebody's porch into the house. But the people that was partying on the porch is trying to find a way under the concrete. they try like go back to it for a second. I hate to laugh at it.
Lord be with him. I'm sorry.
It's so shameful what we are doing. But if you could bring a big screen, Rob. So we can see it. So for those of you that may not know, that's a sideway entrance port. You walk up through that little area, and then where we are at is where the window is.
Okay.
To where they're shooting is down somebody's porch. Okay. There's about 3 or 4 porches right there. The people that's on the ground were the people partying at the porch, and so they just open fire and start shooting everybody. And you see, she's upside down trying to climb in a hole that doesn't exist. Like, this is insanity. I feel sorry for everybody that was affected by it. I think this is West Philly. Am I right, Marah? South Philly. This is a horror show. And listen, and had all, these are young people. So that means 10 people's babies is dead over this dumbness. 10 people. Go ahead.
If I could, someone in the comments said all the strong Black independent women were on the ground screaming for their life. It's obvious they need protection from a man.
I hate to say it, but you absolutely right. Like this will let you know that you are a woman. This right here wake you up quick. You know what I'm saying? You see your light flash before your eyes, you wake up very, very quick. And that's exactly what's going on right here. Like we done lost 10 people. And listen, we trying to keep up with the white man. We done lost 10 people at our own hand. And listen, this could be resolved. The way it really would be resolved is if they just let us handle the law.
That's it.
If we could handle the law, it would be none of this.
And if I could, sir, I would love for some Christian who celebrates the 4th of July to just make me understand, okay, this has been going on since before I was born. My father went through this.
That's right.
How's his father went through this? These same things.
My father too.
Why do we like the 4th of July? Like, that's the part I would. Now, once again, I'm so removed from it in the world. I don't know what I thought in the world, but I know I was just like them. But now I would like to understand, how is this day not a day of tragedy in your memory? You get my point? Like,
right.
Like if your loved one died and your friends got killed, then next year you're barbecuing on that date.
That's right.
Like, how does I need to rationalize it to understand it, sir?
If I could,
please, sir.
If I could offer some insight,
please.
The reason that people will it's so difficult for our people to stop celebrating 4th of July is because we are so oppressed. We are so, first of all, it's inhumane to work somebody from the time the sun gets up to the time the sun goes down, 5 out of the 7 days that you have. It's cruel. It's cruel, ridiculous, but we're so used to it coming out of slavery that we just deal with it. So now here comes 4th of July. You actually get a chance to have not the 2 days off, but usually the 3 days off. Now, to black people, the 3 days is you might as well be saying, I'm going to give you a free vacation to the Caribbean.
Yeah, you're right.
Like that, just the idea, not even the day itself, but the idea of that extra day off says, for this weekend, I'm going to be free. For this weekend, people will kill you that they can't have that 4th of July.
That's right.
Because for that one extra day, they get to finally feel a small monicum of I'm free. And the problem is us being in the truth and loving the Lord and knowing the consequences, we have risen to the occasion to break 4th of July off of us, just looking at the facts. Yeah. But our people have suffered so much that it's so difficult for them to do that. Once again, everything leads back to your slave master, even though you don't want to blame him for these things. But these days off, even the Memorial Day, give me some more. Forget about the Christmas and the New Year, Labor Day. People go on vacation for those days. And you know where I noticed it a lot at too? In the truth, in this. Tons of brothers and sisters put in for their vacation days during Passover. And when Passover come around and they got all those days off, they be excited to be in the Passover because it's like, I got 5 days off. I got 7 days off. And now not only do I get 7 days off, I get to roll with the brothers and the sisters, and the celebration be damn amazing. The problem, which is how it should be. The problem is on these other holidays, you get that day off, you trying to get a little bit. They trying to get a little bit of that. All of them that's sitting on that porch, they have an extra day off. They trying to have a drink, relax, and all that. But there's also people that when they get that extra day off, that it triggers them to now be able to go and harm their rivals or go and somehow find their manhood back or their self-esteem or whatever it is that they've been broken off of them. They now going down to get it back. The woman who's been violated is ready to, do whatever on that day. And so we just get more and more destroyed. Like the solution for us, man, is to be over the law. If we were over the law, nobody would have it. And we finding out nobody never had to work this hard. They was making so much, they got so much money in this kingdom. Everybody could work 3 hours a day and they'd be fine. How do you know that? COVID showed it to us. COVID-19. They was giving out food.
Yeah.
They ran COVID so long, they was like, people don't want to go back to work. You goddamn right they don't want to go back to work. I wouldn't want to either. It was like, goddamn, I didn't know they could have gave me this check for the next year and a half, 2 years. People was getting checks, man. I got a check right now from the United States government for $443, and I don't even know where it came from. It was during COVID. I opened it up, I discovered this in my mail. I said, what the hell is this? It's a U.S. government check for $443. I'm going to cash it this week. I just got it. I don't even know. I had it, but I didn't know I had it because I don't even know why they gave it to me. But that's how much money Biden and them was giving away. You didn't even have to ask for them checks. So my point is, they could have been done that. They could have said, y'all go to work for 2 hours a day, take care of your family. 3 hours a day, take care of your family. But they are cruel. They are so cruel. That's why now they passing laws saying a child could work at 8 years old. Because now they want to go back. He's a disgusting piece of you know what. He wants to be Kim Jong-un. He wants to be Vladimir Putin. He wants to now, turn everybody into a slave like they've done in these countries on the next level. And so, of course, they looking to bring that forth. But they don't have to. You don't have to work that hard in these. You know how much money you know how much money a single McDonald's makes. Listen, a Chinese restaurant. I went and looked the stats up. They pull down $8,000 to $9,000 a week on average. That means some make more, some make less. Now they got expenses as well too. But with that kind of cash out, you don't have to hire somebody at McDonald's. But they're not even McDonald's.
No.
And they don't have to, and you don't have to hire somebody for the amount of money McDonald's pays you. And if you part of a franchise, all of the goods that come from the franchise are on 30-day credits. So could you imagine how much revenue you bring in by the time you got to pay for them buns and pay for them chicken patties and pay for them French fries? You'd have made a ton. And they boasting we sell what 600 billion burgers.
That's right.
They boasting how much they making, but meanwhile you paying a worker who you got working in there ridiculous hours. You understand? Away from his family, like that's slavery. And listen, and those who've been acting like it's not slavery, you've been the fool because you've given your life to it. But for poor people who seek a life, working 8 hours, you wonder why you would think poor people need the money more. They would work hard. But poor people work less. And the reason poor people work less is because the job does not mean a life for them. So they seeking a life outside of the job. So now when 4th of July come around, they're going to kill you if you tell them they got to come into work. That's why they be mad. I ain't coming in on no 4th of July. You think it's because of their love for the United States or love for the independence? No. It's because they're not alive in this damn place. But their day is coming. This devil wants to double down on slavery. But the Most High going to double down on his punishment for it. I yield to what?
Well, that's a fact.
Damn right.
That's everything I've ever studied in history where, and this is the part I forgot, of course, that the reason that they love a holiday where they die is because of how cruel every other day is. And that now I understand.
There it is.
That's it.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you will kiss the Santa Claus for them 5 days off.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
You should hate it because your friend died that day.
Exactly.
Your friend got killed that day, but next year you're going to celebrate it because of how every other day is. Oh, that makes total sense, sir.
You know what I mean? You're going to risk your life on that day because every other day feels like you are wasting away. Jesus. I yield.
Now you know why Muslims still celebrate American holiday. They supposed to be Muslim and Arabic and all that, but they got that Christmas tree in the house. They sure letting them kids do Easter egg hunts. Why? Because every day is hell in this kingdom, and these days is like gifts to them in their mind.
That's right.
That's right.
You so right, Maya. Like that's how. Like this white man don't care what religion you are. He sets the rules of the kingdom, which he uses to try to suck you out of whatever you believe in. You come here, got all these strict rules. He gonna get your woman naked. You know what I mean? I see these Muslim women, East Indian and all that. Half of them is half naked now and in the streets. And before you know it, they'll be celebrating his holidays. And everybody will be making an excuse that, well, we ain't selling it, but for that reason, and blah, 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 blah. It's for the kids. So we got a day off. It's because you've been a part of hell as well. That's really why. But it's all coming to an end. Thanks be to the Lord. Where we going, y'all?
You die.
Khan. New York City recorded 0 shootings and murders on July 4th, Independence Day.
See, Philly, you slipping, Philly. You slipping on them, Philly. New York woke up to who the real enemy was. New York stopped fighting each other. New York is breaking away, trying to turn everybody to one another because they know we got a bigger problem. We got a bigger problem from this empire against the Lord's chosen, and they want to stop it. You got more?
That's pretty much it, sir.
And if I could, sir, elaborate on what you were saying, if I could. New York has to see Trump Tower down there every day. Like they sitting in the epicenter, in the cradle of the Trump sickness. And this is the first time in the history of New York that there was no shootings on New Year's Eve. And that's to be commended. That's like you were saying, sir. Like they realize that they have a common enemy They get it, and that's the path to righteousness. Yeah. That is the absolute path to finding God. Like to know that you have a common enemy. That's how countries unify. That's how this nation could unify. And I pray what New York did is a shadow of what's to come. Mayak, we can't hear you. Are you saying anything? Mayak?
It's like I was on mute. I wasn't saying anything, General, but I do agree. It's like, we in that era where they no kings, no king protests and all that. Mm-hmm. Like you said, they didn't realize who the enemy is and shit. That's the ones. That's the beginning of peace. You know what I mean?
If I could elaborate one more time, anybody telling you that you can't call the white man the oppressor is making blacks and Hispanics hate each other.
Right.
That's what it's doing. And it's such a hidden circumstance of saying that the white man is not the devil, that the white man is not the oppressor, that an actuality of saying that means that we will hate each other. It's like a byproduct of it. The minute I say the white man is the oppressor, he's our enemy, then all of a sudden every black and Hispanic is elevated in my eyes. They all become closer to me. The minute I can say that the white man is the oppressor, he's the reason for us killing each other. He's the reason we're selling drugs. He's the reason our daughters are being prostituted. The minute I do that, I elevate every black and Hispanic man to being my family. Every last one of them. So when you say the white man is not the devil, the white man is not the oppressor, you can't talk about race. You can't bring up slavery. You divide blacks from each other.
Damn right.
Divide Hispanics from one another. We need a common enemy to come together.
Damn right. Because the oppression don't go away. The anger don't go away. The bitterness don't go away. All that stuff is still in you. It's just now, if you listen to our enemies, if you listen to oppressive, if you listen to them black folk that say don't blame the white man for everything, if you listen to them, then that anger still got to go somewhere.
Well, Mayak, I know what 13 ragtag separate colonies did back in the 1700s. God. It was 13 colonies they all had different money. Meaning New York had different money than Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania had different money than New Hampshire, than Boston. They were separate colonies. They did not have a bank system together. They didn't have common currency. They didn't have common law. Nothing. They were completely divided until they saw that the British were the real oppressor. And all of a sudden, these 13 colonies said, don't tread on me. Don't step on me. And they unified into the United States of America because the British became the common enemy. I've seen other people do it, Maya. I've seen people say, you know what, we were fighting each other, Mexicans and blacks, Norteños and Sureños, and Haitians and Dominicans. But now, tenemos un enemigo común. Now we have a common enemy. If it works for America, why can't we do it?
Damn right.
Why can't we do what 13 colonies did? Why can't we just do the same thing? Chingale, whatever, Maya, you got it.
I yield.
All right. One quick second. Give me First Maccabees, the 9th chapter, and the 27th verse, please. Yeah. 27 and 28.
Khan, sir. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 9 and verse 28.
27 and 28.
Khan, sir, verse 27. So there was a great affliction in Israel.
It was a great affliction. We was catching hell like we doing right now as a people. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. The like whereof was not since the time that a prophet was not seen among them.
Right. When a prophet was not seen among them, that's when we caught hell. Well, it hadn't been a time since a prophet had been among them. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Verse 28. For this cause all Judas's friends came together and said unto Jonathan.
So because of this oppression, they didn't separate and divide. They came together And they said to Jonathan this.
Khan Wakan.
29.
Khan Wakan, sir. Verse 29. Since thy brother Judas died, we have no man like him to go forth against our enemies. And Pachitis, sir, and against them of our nation that are adversaries to us.
They came together like, how are we going to stop being oppressed by these people? Go ahead.
Khan, verse 30. Now, therefore, we have chosen thee this day to be our prince and captain in his stead, that thou mayest fight our battles.
31, real quick.
Khan, upon this Jonathan took the governing upon him at that time and rose up instead of his brother Judas.
So he decided to take up the governance, meaning he decided to run Israel for him and, govern how they would operate so that he could fight against their enemies. And brother, because them brothers fought, they had 137 years before Christ came and the Romans destroyed our country. Our country would have been wiped out 137 years prior to that, had they not stepped the game up. They stepped their game up and was set for a long time. This time Christ's going to set it up, and it'll be you cannot fix oppression without coming together as one. Even Esau saw that. Every nation sees that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just want to add that on the end. We can go ahead. Go ahead. Let's take it. Where we going next, y'all?
I think the flood. Or did we do the flood?
We did the flood. We didn't do the deportation story with the Jamaican, the Benjamite, and then it was one other one, right? In the Epstein one. Which one y'all like first? Deportation. Let's do that first. Mariah, you got a tape on it, right? One of the tapes I gave you with the sisters' faces on it. That one is the one. Yeah, let's play that right quick. If we could.
He was raised in Texas, and then he was deported to Jamaica, a country he's never even visited. Of Jermaine Thomas. So Jermaine Thomas was born on a U.S. base by a U.S. soldier, and his father did serve in the U.S. Army for over 18 years. Understand that. So he ended up being arrested for trespassing, and ICE decided to detain him. His father was originally a Jamaican immigrant, came to the United States, got his citizenship, and became a U.S. soldier. I guess there were some technicalities in the paperwork, and they were able to send Jermaine to Jamaica, a country he's never even visited. And now Jermaine is considered stateless. And to be stateless is to mean that you are a man who belongs to no country. How is that okay? That man was raised here in Texas. And you guys thought that the immigration was only going to affect the Hispanics. You guys said we were supposed to sit this one out. Now look, this is what U.S. immigration laws do to even military families. Do you think what they did to Jermaine Thomas was okay? Drop one of those down below if you do not. Let me know if you think immigration laws need to change. Or is this what we're
No, I didn't mean to stop you out. You can let her finish.
about to see in for?
That was it. Let me tell you something. Our people were foolish enough to believe that you had some kind of clout with the government because you was military family. This man's child is a U.S. citizen. He'd never even been to Jamaica. His father was in Jamaica, came to the U.S. like a lot of our brothers and sisters do, brainwashed by Christianity. Okay, join the military knowing or believing that joining the military is going to attach you to the government, make you, closer to that power zone, and went and fought for 18 years in the United States government. At the end of 18 years, they found some little technicality and deported his son out the country, who doesn't know no other place that he ever lived in this country. That's how they operate. And now she's shocked and, of course, wondering what the hell to do. These people are monsters. And going back to your story, Muhammad, that's so the exact same thing. Like Ted Cruz is crying about the babies that got washed away. They just went and threw his son out the country, never having been in his father's original country. The white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of. That's what it really comes down.
One of the one kind.
Mayak, you low again. Marat, can we do something?
Test 1 2.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Closer to the mic. Come. I was just agreeing with you, sir.
Well, if I could say something, sir, if nobody else want to say anything. And I think that's very hard for white society to understand. Just remember, when you see the floods happening to the white Christian vacationers down there in Texas, to where Ted Cruz sends his children, just remember, to the Mexicans, you are their flood. You're the flood.
That's right.
You're the thing. You're the destructive force that came into their world and ripped the children from their arms. You're their flood.
You the natural disaster.
You're the natural disaster in everyone's life. And when you see these alligator Alcatraz and these prisons they're building over there in Venezuela, just remember this: in Germany, the German concentration camps were in Poland. They were not in Germany. Auschwitz is in Poland. Dachau, another one they had in Dachau, which is in Poland. The German concentration camps were never in Germany.
Right.
They kept them in other countries so that no one sees what's happening. And the Germans did that for 4 years. It was a rumor, sir, that people are missing. Jewish Americans would say, my uncle is missing. I haven't talked to my uncle. My aunt said things were changing in the neighborhood. Now I write my uncle know. It was like a rumor of people missing. And it was going on for 4 years in America, to where Jewish Americans were going to congressmen like, what is happening down there? My family members are missing. Germany would say nothing. Germany was really just arresting people for crimes that they were committing.
Vagrants,
drugs, doing subversive things. But they were never doing this big thing where they were exterminating people until the war was over and they went to Poland and saw that concentration camp. And that's why they're building these places in crocodile-infested waters.
Right.
Okay, what they want to tell you is like it's because the crocodiles are going to eat the people, which is what white people love. And Trump is like a child. I guarantee that Ted Cruz knows how to get money from Trump.
Yeah.
If he tells Trump, I want to build a prison where the alligators are the guards, Trump is going to give you $1 billion for that because it excites his cruel nature. But really, those Everglades are somewhere where nobody's going. We've been out there before.
For sure.
Yeah, them Everglades is just where...
I forgot. We rode in them
alligator Everglades. With the alligators.
We was out there in the machine.
Yeah. That's someplace, guess what? Who the hell knows what's going to happen over there?
I had to stop behind him. He wanted to fight the alligator.
He was looking at you funny. He had a funny look in his eye, Command and General. He wanted trouble. But I tell you what, them Everglades, who the hell is coming out there?
Exactly.
Right.
In the middle of the swamp, ain't got no roads. We had to ride a boat to that damn place.
That's right.
Ain't no streets or roads.
Right.
Which means whatever happens to you out there is rumor.
That's right.
Well, what happens to you over in Venezuela is rumor.
That's right.
And that's the point.
That's what he wants. Maya,
I yield, sir.
Where we going next, fam?
Khan, Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide, and there's no client list, Justice Department says.
Jeffrey Epstein. Go ahead.
Khan, it says.
Yeah, now all of a sudden there's no Jeffrey Epstein here. Yeah, nothing to see here. Right. A minute ago, what's his name? Elon Musk said he was on the list.
Yeah.
Now,
ain't no list.
No,
ain't no list.
Never existed, Howard.
They scared of them lists, boy.
Yeah, man.
Just a side note, I know it ain't the subject, but rumor has it that whole Puff Daddy thing, all that was to get their hands on the tape. They wasn't really big on charging them or sending them to prison, but they found little charges so they can get their hands on them tapes. So
I know him and Puff Daddy was the best of friends.
Oh yeah,
that's easily Googleable.
Yeah.
And you can go see him, Mike Tyson. Let me give you the friends. Let me give you the buddies are back in the day. Donald Trump, Epstein, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, they was all buddies, all partying together.
Yeah.
All of Donald Trump said you can find his video, but he said him and Michael Jackson was the best of friends. Him and Michael Jackson, him and Mike Tyson, who thinks everybody is afraid of him. He makes me sick, Mike Tyson, because he's a goddamn rapist and acts like he's so manly, and he loves Donald Trump and let some white boy ride him around. Some white boy put him up on his shoulders, Oz, when Donald Trump won the election. It is such a coon video, I don't even understand. Forget about him wearing that old bumblebee outfit, getting so high. It'll make me... The thong he wore during the fight, sir, showed his entire ass, and his best friends with Donald Trump. Donald Trump said they were the best of buddies. Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, and Puff Daddy. So now, I don't know what in the hell is going on with these sickos. Russell Simmons, another best friend of Donald Trump. Donald Trump thought black people loved him because of these black friends he had, who were just as sick as he is.
God.
And now, of course, Donald Trump is in charge of the White House. Before Donald Trump got in the White House, sir, they were promising that they were going to reveal these Epstein files. They went and picked the head of the FBI, who's an Epstein file advocate. He's somebody that demands to see the truth. I forget that old funny-eyed Elamite they got in charge of the FBI. Oh, before he became a head of the FBI, he was one of those people that said, we must see the list. We must have the list revealed to us. And meanwhile, the minute they get in the White House, they shut their goddamn mouth about that list because according to Elon Musk, Donald Trump is on that list. Here's another thing, sorry, I just remembered. You should Google this, Udiah. They said part of the evidence that to show there was nothing happening is the videotape of right outside Epstein's cell. But when they released the videotape, they realized that there's 1 minute missing, deleted from the video. You can go Google that.
Dang.
1 minute missing from the video. Of course, these internet people done searched it out and found that it's missing from the video. And listen, and meanwhile, Donald Trump did, it's all over, y'all. It's no big deal. There wasn't even a list. There was no list, not one video, nothing. Years they were saying Donald Trump's own head of Bondi, Pam Bondi, said that the list was on her desk. It's on YouTube. She said the list is on my desk. We're going to be revealing it soon. All of a sudden they went in there and said, you know what? Matter of fact, there ain't no list. Nothing was on my desk. He killed himself and that's it. It's over. You love to let some pedophile. You know why? Because you love a preacher that's just like Donald Trump.
Right.
And that is something in the heart. It's something that, once again, sir, I don't understand again. Here's another one. I don't understand, but I know it's connected, right? Okay, you know how aspirational rappers, like damn, you like Puff Daddy because you want to be him, meaning he got so much money and he's so wealthy and he gets so much sex. He does what he wants. A preacher is the same. Yeah. Like I see the connection between, rich drug dealers that we idolize, pimps we idolize, Puff Daddy we idolize, Donald Trump is the same. Whatever appeal Donald Trump has for white people, we have that appeal for rappers and pimps. Is whatever that is the same. It's like this immoral man who has money. I don't have any money, and I want to be him. So the preacher has a Rolls Royce, a jet. He molests children. Puff Daddy has a Rolls Royce, a jet. He's a deviant. Donald Trump, Rolls Royce, golden toilet. He's a deviant. And something in there is attractive.
Yikes.
And now that's all I can get is that there's whatever a preacher has, Donald Trump has. Like you look at him like he's a sexual deviant. Yeah. But boy, look at his jet and his gold toilet and Trump Towers. Puff Daddy. Boy, Puff Daddy talks about drug dealing and drugs, but look at his jet and all of his money. Look at the pimp. He's selling women, but look at his Rolls Royce and his furs. Something is in that. There's something that people like that's primal and aspirational that I could almost still be a sinner and be blessed. Mm-hmm. I don't know about it.
And look,
I see it, but I don't know what the hell it is.
And I know Hollywood tapped into that. Hollywood taps into it with their movies. That witchcraft, like the hero, the guy that we love, is the one killing everybody in the movie. Like Denzel, as horrible as he was supposed to be on Training Day, we could walk away from that movie like Denzel was the shit. You know what I'm saying? Scarface, all the murder, all the drug dealers, Al Capone, all the Untouchables movies, like all the murderers are the heroes. You know what I'm saying? The cats just doing the worst things. They the ones who got the most swag.
It's like and Donald Trump pushes that button. That I'm a sinner. I have sex with women. I have sex with whores, grab pussies. Look at my jet. Look at my money. And everybody goes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And black people do it with Puffy, pimps, and drug dealers. And Jay-Z. Jay-Z's another one. He's selling drugs. He's selling drugs to you. Like selling drugs to, he ain't selling drugs to white people. He's selling drugs to your mother. But boy, I wish I could just be like him one day. And Donald Trump does that for people.
Yes, he does.
He does whatever that mess is. And now, of course, they made him president now. So now, whatever crimes he committed are legal.
That's right.
So like you, sir.
Or at least acceptable.
At least acceptable.
Because once again, America was built and born out of a culture of being lawless. Like gain from lawlessness is American culture. Gain from, Rambo, you can't go back there to get those men out. They're MIA. Later for that, I'm taking the helicopter. I fly into Vietnam. I shoot up everybody. I get them out. They come out. They have dragon. He pulls them out. He saves the day. America is built on that. Lawlessness for gain. But then when the slaves act lawless, now we got a problem. Now we got to kill everybody. We got to lock everybody. Now I'm the law and order president. Because really, that you're built on lawlessness, but you have no intention for the slaves to be built on lawlessness. And we love, this is our love affair with a rags to riches story. We love a story where somebody breaks the law, cuts the corners, and in the end, somehow becomes successfully wealthy. Because we know inside the law, at least we believe inside the law, we could never achieve these things. We know we subconsciously know that these laws are oppressing us. So we want a way to be like him. We want to be like Donald Trump. Cut deals, grab the pussies, molest a woman. That we want to be a rule breaker, a law breaker. Because somehow, if we do it all right, we're going to be Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. That brainwashing has put 2 million black men in prison. That brainwashing has put 2 million black men in prison. Because every brother, like after 2 million brothers go to jail for drugs and murder, you would think everybody else would say, you probably can't get away with it. But everybody comes behind them because of that same American, we'll break the law, we'll break the rules, and because we do it, we'll be the one that's successful. And brother, it has failed every time. And not only has it failed every time, but black people particularly have paid dearly for it. Even the preachers, the Lord getting them now. Them pedophiles and them child molesters all getting locked up, shootouts in the church, full-out fights. All of that is happening because it never worked. It was never a strategy of success unless you were a white man. You was a white man, it was always a strategy of success because there was no rules on what you could do to black people. And I believe that's what's going on now. You know what I mean?
That just makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And if could I add one more if I could? If you think about it, almost every successful rapper was a drug dealer before he was a rapper. And the reason they liked him to be a drug dealer, because again, it sells the story. He was a drug dealer. He was a criminal. He broke the rules. He did things he can't talk about. 50 Cent. He did what he had to do in the street to be successful. When really, this is just record executives looking for a criminal that makes music. and he takes that criminal, rises him up to be great in their kingdom, and then we look at it like, yo, he did it on the grind and all of that. He didn't do it on the grind. He just happened to be the one that's picked. There's another 10,000 of them that's also on the grind that will never see a hit record. But what they will see is the next generation of black men incarcerated in prison.
Damn right.
That's what they will. We should become people that follow the rules.
That's right.
And follow the law.
And,
You know what I mean?
and you touched on something real heavy, sir.
Please.
Like you talked about the drug dealers, and you talked about the rappers, you know, the music industry people, which are one and the same, and controlled by the same people. You can't sell drugs and be big without working for the police. You know what I'm saying? You working for the police if you're a big drug dealer, and you working for Esau again if you're big in the music industry and the entertainment industry. He pulling all the strings, and he picking and choosing what drug dealer he want to be on top, what rapper he wanted to be on top. You know how many videos I've seen where Meek Mills and all the rappers that's famous, they admit how good other rappers are in Philly and other cities and how good they are, but then they talk about why they not making it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because Esau's deciding who he wants to be his head nigga in charge, and that's that. I yield, Slocky.
Damn right, give it up for General Mayat. And General Mayat, what you used the perfect example. For before a few years ago, brother, Meek Mills was like the hardest. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was, come on. Meek Mills was the hardest. You know, he was battling. He was winning. He would win all those battles, those one-on-one battles. I used to see brothers would come to me all the time. Yo, man, Meek Mills, man, the lyric. He got the lyrics, man. He got the lyrics. He would be battling and winning, and they was looking at him like he was hard. I think he punched one cat out in a rap battle or something.
He was all over the right battle.
Yes.
I know, I remember that.
And then come to find out, he getting baby all put on him and P. Diddy party. Like, come to find out, here we go. Go ahead, I'll break it down for me.
If I could, sir, what you're saying is so heavy. There's a video of like when Meek first got signed, and you could look at Rick Ross' face as he's looking at Meek signing this deal. And then after Meek signed that deal, he got signed to the Diddler, and that was history.
Damn, that was it. You thinking this cat's so hard in his lyrics. So once again, they sell us the illusion that because you are hardcore, breaking the rules, in the grind, don't respect the law, you doing this and doing that. So because of that, you going to rise above, become successful, and everybody that see you that's in the slavery, going to the 9 to 5, all they yearning is to be you now. Because they think that you were born through that, when really what you saw in the Diddy trial is what really went on in Hollywood.
That's the real.
Like you know what I mean? Like that girl Cassie didn't get nowhere because of her music or her looks. She got somewhere because P. Diddy was able to whore her out and do God knows what to her in those different parties, in them different scenarios. That's what made her successful. Like, these rappers ain't successful because of skill and talent. They might get a little success because of it, but it's really because, you know, somebody decided to use them like everybody else gets used in this empire. And boy, if we could see that, we would stop going to jail. Yep. We would stop going to jail. We would stop feeding their industries with nonsense. We would feed their. That's why radical song like, it was a change for everybody to get songs like Public Enemy.
Forget about
it. It was like, for the fact that Public Enemy became successful was like a shock to the industry, and they made sure that it stopped at the door.
God.
That rap went on. That kind of music went on for like 3 years. Then Amalek stepped in like, whoa, that can't be our hope. Our hope can be we stop this oppressor, and that's how we be successful. You know, could you imagine if that was all the rap song, was stopping the oppressor, and that was our success story? Brother, we would advance ridiculously. Instead, the average brother working a menial job, he hates the job because that's not the path to success. It ain't that the job is rough alone because the money is short. Yeah. But you would work with the money until you got a better position, or until you became a manager. but you don't want to do it because you don't want. That's not a path to success in your mind. That's right. Meanwhile, brother, listen, I knew these Edomites that I used to work with the trucks. These Edomites worked in a rental office. And when they told me how much money they make, it was 3 of them. They took home like $250 a week. I said, there's no way y'all take home that. It was like, yeah, no, that's how much we take home. I said, and y'all good with that? And they like, yeah, I mean, for this type of job, and I'm wondering, why are they so comfortable with it? And so I asked them, I said, well, how do y'all live? And then they started to explain. They started explaining how they got a $1,000 apartment, but it's 3 of them that live there. They all have rules and respect for how they operate in the apartment. They all make sure they save a certain amount of money. I mean, they making no money. And they all say, we all save a certain amount of money. We only spend this much when we go out. You know, they got a whole plan to it. And I said, I mean, is this common? And they like, all white people do this. You know, even when and they had college degrees, by the way. They said our goal is to continue in the company until we get to here. And here we make 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. I said, oh, that's how you do it. They said, yeah, that's it. They said there's a clear path to this success. Now, part of it we won't get because of our race, but the majority of why we won't even pursue it is because to us, that's not a path of success. But it is a path to success in some cases, but you can't see it because the path to success in America is you put the gun or the weapon or you do something that you destroy somebody so that you can advance.
Or have sex with somebody.
If you're a woman.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead.
Shit,
I think Marat got
I
you.
wish it was only if you were a woman.
Oh, shit, damn. I forgot. Go ahead, Marat. And I'll give it to you die after. You was going to go to something else?
No, I was going to
Please, you gonna make
go in on this topic.
Please.
It's something that's going around right now where it's being exposed that not only rappers but also certain streamers. I think that's what you was about to bring out too. You die.
Come.
But hold on, I got some pictures, sir.
Some certain streamers, what though, Marat?
Certain streamers and rappers who don't have the criminal background,
right?
Who don't have any of what the story that they need to sell. They'll give them a fake one, and they call them industry plans.
Damn.
So
so
I got one
Rick
cat
Ross.
right here.
I never understood what that term meant, industry plant. I wanted to ask somebody. I was going to ask Zaryaka about that.
Right.
What the hell does industry plant mean?
Because can I
please? Yeah.
The industry in their mind is all these criminals becoming music moguls. So when you bring somebody in that has not come from the criminal world, you putting an implant in. It's like he got a fake story. Like what's his name, right?
I got one cat for you here. This cat, Trippy Red, right? This cat Trippy Red is supposed to be a super California blood. This is before picture. Like, he look like his cat getting straight A's.
Exactly.
Now this is just one brother. It's other cats. I know Yediah, he just put me on to one of the streamers. I'm gonna let Yediah bring this out because this cat, he's the biggest streamer in the world.
I'm sorry.
I just want to add real quick that Latino brother with the colorful hair.
Oh, 6'9".
6'9". Remember, they thought he was a gangster.
So industry plan is where you're not really a blood or a crip, but somebody makes you pretend you are.
You're a schoolboy, pretending. And that ain't new. NWA. They were college students. You know what I'm saying? And some of them other ones.
And Marat, what's the purpose?
He was a correction officer playing a gangster. Would you say?
Just curious if Marat and them knew what the purpose of these industry plants. Is it solely to just promote a gangster and criminal life for blacks and Hispanics?
Yes, sir. That's what it's for. Just like Commander General you said, they picking their house niggas, so to speak. Meaning you so obedient,
right? Because
you a schoolboy, but we gonna give you the money. You gonna get the fame. You know, you're gonna have the protection, you're gonna have security, you're gonna have everything that you want. Except for you didn't break the rules.
Right.
You didn't get a chance to
like they might
be the criminal.
They might see that you have a little talent, but
Count
you're
on
a
count.
schoolboy.
Count on
So
one
they
count.
got to create an image around you for you to be something else. You know what,
Count
they
on
came
count.
out and said that that's what they did with the white boy they thought was cool. I'm coming to you right now. The white boy they thought was that they used to say he was cool. Is it Dylan? What's the white boy used to drive that? Y'all wouldn't know about this. This is from the 50s and 60s. It was one of the first white boys that they considered.
Oh my God, I know this.
They considered him cool. They said everything he did was cool. Wore a leather jacket.
Yes.
Not,
It's not Dylan. It's something like Rebel Without a Cause was the movie.
Rebel Without a Cause was the movie. Y'all in the chat room, y'all know the star from Rebel Without a Cause. We going into the old head history now. This right here, they look like who? Matt Dillon.
Not Matt Dillon.
Not Matt Dillon. Oh man, he died in a car crash.
Yes, he did.
Pretending to be somebody he was. James Dean.
James Dean.
James Dean. They gave James Dean that whole persona.
Get out of here.
Gave it to him. Put him on the leather. Put the conch in his hair. All of that. Wrote the songs for him. And for a ton of them, Elvis. Elvis was a goddamn industry plant. Go ahead, you die. I didn't mean to cut you off. Tell us about how these influencers do.
If I could, sir, another one that's real big of Officer Moroccan go to it. This is Kai Cenat in 2014. Kai is the most influential influencer on the world today.
Damn.
And it's something that General Muhammad said about the brother next to him. The brother next to him is Lil Nas X in 2014. He's the sodomite that's famous. This is them when they were young preteens. And as you can see, Kai Cenat and Lil Nas X, what's the trend with them young brothers?
Wait a minute, which one is Kai?
Kai is the Levi brother in the middle, and Lil Nas X was always a sodomite. The little Old Town Road brother.
Yeah.
That's them in 2014 when they were young kids.
Wow.
And if you can tell by how they dress, what path, you know what I mean, was chosen for them. And Kai does a lot of real suspect homosexual stuff on his streams, and a lot of our babies are influenced by him and influenced by Lil Nas X. And it's not a coincidence that this was them on how they was coming up. And it's clear as day what they represent, sir. And how
are these the same? If there was a year, right? I don't remember it being many years, but I remember it was a year or a season when these young gay acting dudes were saying nasty ass gay raps and going viral.
It was around that.
Huh?
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir.
Oh no, sir. No, they would get on the camera and be like, "Yeah, I'll bust your ass open," and you know, what I mean, they would do a rap skit, a gay rap skit. And it'd be a bunch of them. I wonder, is this part of that crew?
Colonel Khan, sir, it's definitely around that crew. Around late 2013 and 2014, I remember because I was a young brother in my early 20s. That's when a lot of that stuff used to go on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine. A lot of brothers and the young brothers would know what Vine is. That they would go and do stuff like that, and they still do these type of things on Twitch. Like Kai did something recently that Captain Zariak brought out recently that was real gay. You know what I mean? So like I don't even with the other young brother right there, Speed. Yeah, that's like I let it.
Goodness gracious.
And that's every day on Twitch.
So they using Twitch to bring in a new generation of homosexual rappers. And Themba 76 reminded us of something real right. Muhammad did say it's gonna come a time that you wish you was gay to be successful. You was gonna at least have to act like you was gonna be gay, right or wrong. I remember that clearly. Big shout out to Themba 76. I remember that clearly that you said that, and here we are. We at that day now. And here's what's so sad on the overall, if I could. Did I cut anybody in? Well, I was gonna say on the top of it all, here's what's so foul about it. Another nation, the so-called Jew, is sitting down and simply deciding what we're going to be each generation by the music that's produced and that becomes successful. Like he sits there and says, we're going to make this kind of music because this is what's hot. We're going to make people that are successful in it, but we want all the successful ones to be gay. There was one time they wanted us all to be killers and murderers. And we became killers and murderers. There was one time they wanted us to hate our women and pimp our women. There was one time where they wanted us to get high like crazy. That was another time, another genre. So they just decide every 10 years Now they just deciding we're gonna make homosexuals out of all of their young men, and we're gonna promote this young homosexuality throughout their whole community. And brother, we have no power without us coming together with the Most High to even decide if it's going to be something else. And that's why I never respect you preachers in the church and you black politicians. I can't ever respect you because we're not like you would think we're discovering something deep and new. We ain't discovering something they don't know. They already know this. Many of them are getting paid from it. And yet you sit idly by and have watched them do all this to us. And you're going to watch them try to deport us as well. You're going to watch this until the day we stop listening to you. And the day we stop listening to you, you discover everything. Like the Israelite school, U.P.K, has brought so much knowledge out simply because we stopped listening to you. We stopped listening to your preachers, your imams, your politicians, your grandmama. We stopped listening to all of them. And we went and searched into these scriptures ourselves. And that's how we stop this. The Lord is in the works of the people of the Lord. But we are listening to everybody but the prophets that the Lord called, you understand, to show you what was going on. And because of it, everybody gets to make money off of us and decide what our culture is going to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this whole new culture, they decided another new culture. The Koreans helped with this. This new culture of these black women with these incredibly short skirts that shows their buttocks. I went and had some Benjamite food the other day. I'm sitting in the restaurant. Some girl comes in, brother, and bends over in front of me and all the brothers. Yikes. And all the yams. It was, you would think you was in the yam field.
What restaurant was there?
I mean, it was, and it's so, okay, for real men, and I know y'all know this, for real men is pain, it's really painful. It's really painful because we know the potential of an amazing sister. Not because of her body showing, but we got sisters now in the truth that are amazing, that are down with their husbands, that build and create and do so much. And this sister now, based on listening to the white man, has her self-esteem has been ripped from her so much that she thinks all she is her naked buttocks cheeks. Because you're not going to tell me no sister puts that skirt on and does not know what is she don't go look in the mirror and say, oh yeah, the whole lower half of my ass is out perfect. I'm all set, and goes out into the street. Can I say one more if I could?
Please. Yes, sir.
I watched a brother and his wife. This was something amazing. It was psychological. You had to understand psychological warfare to understand. We pulled into the gas station, right? To the rest stop. And the brother's daughter jumped out the car. She was a teenager, maybe a little older than a teen. She had on one of them skirts with half of behind her. The father and the mother jumped out the van as well, hurrying up behind her as she's going into the rest stop. And as they're hurrying up into the rest stop, I begin to read what's going on with them. They cannot tell her she can't wear this skirt, but they are so worried about her, or at least they think they can. But they're so worried about her that they hurrying behind her to play pass interference on what might happen because she's half naked. And it was so heart-wrenching that the brother don't just know to tell his daughter, look, man, you're not going to dress like that. You got to either get right or blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And because this society is saying that it's acceptable. So she thinks it's acceptable. And her parents, who instinctively know it's not acceptable, have to kind of appease her in her ignorance. It was just a damn mess, brother. And brother, we could fix all of that. If you a brother out there and your daughter half naked, brother, you can fix all of that, man. It's a real easy fix.
So can I say one quick thing to back you up?
Q said, Q was with me.
Okay.
Q said, Q, you saw it too. Yes. Q saw the same thing I saw. And he read it the same way I read it. And it's sad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to back you up because let me tell you, you're going to hit home right now because there are a lot of brothers who are in a bar with their wife who is dressed like a whore and they're guarding her all night.
Yes.
Now listen, now you're going to tap into a lot of people. Like I'm talking about this is a significant amount of men who cannot tell their women take that off, change that. So they go to the bar, to the club with them, and they stand there, you know, guarding this.
They out with her, but really you are your guard. You damn near have to let her get hit on in a mild way, and you know, just you damn near gotta let the nigga know that's my woman. You can hit on her, but because she's naked, I know you got to hit on her. But you
don't
can't
go too far.
Don't go,
you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And brother, it is horrific. It's horrific. And let me tell you something, just a little personal thing, if I could. You sisters that's half naked got to stop walking in front of brothers. You out with a brother and you up here and your whole ass is out. And he walking by, you are draining his self-esteem. You are just sucking the life out because he's got to walk with you while you expose what's supposed to be personal to him.
Right.
What's supposed to be important to him, you are showering it before the world. Look, y'all, look at my ass. And he's got to suffer seeing it on top of that. Like, man, we in a bad state if you can do that, but we can fix it. I.S.U.P.K can most definitely fix it. And we didn't go out on that street to not fix it. We went out on that street and raised hell with black women to fix it.
Right.
And now we've been doing it. And some of these sisters in this truth, brother, are absolutely excellent. Damn near the UPK brought back dresses, period, in the black community. Yeah. You know what I mean? You might have had them sundresses and all that, but them sundresses, brother, was cut so low. Them sundresses, all the breasts is coming out the side, out the front, and all that. But thanks be to you wonderful sisters in the UPK. Y'all brought it back to some self-dignity, man. To some self-dignity. And this man, okay, to keep a people oppressed, you must demoralize them. And you demoralize them by teaching them to have no morals. That's how you keep them low. You teach them the no morals. You're free, have sex with who you want, be who you want, do what you want. And then they never learn to have dignity for themselves. They never learn to instill dignity in their family. They never learn to, you know, be dignified. Another thing I saw when I was down there in Fayetteville, if I could, real quick before we go. Fayetteville, North Carolina is home to one of, they say, the largest military base in the United States. So we down there, and as we in the city and moving about the city, tons of military people are in the town. But they, you know, when they get off of duty, they come off base and they dress in regular clothes. And brother, them sisters that's in that military are some of the most disgustingly dressed women you ever saw.
Yep.
They are some of the most immoral women you have ever saw. Like, this man is teaching women to work out, become a soldier, get an amazing body, and then go show it off to the world and be naked. And them sisters is doing it. I mean, it was obscene in some of the restaurants that we went to, and some of the areas and things we went and did. They were obscene in droves of them, because that's the culture of the military and the culture, you understand, that America pours out. And our sisters are taking it up, hook, line, and sinker. But we can change that. We can fix that. We can teach them better. You know what I'm saying? Foot to wise, I was trying to spare them those type of words, but I see you came on through straight on with it. So, hey, man, we done went way over the time. I want to thank everybody for joining us and staying with us. You know, man, hanging so long on the I.S.U.P.K. on the Real General YAHANNA channel. I hope to see y'all next week. Y'all come on out to Delaware. We're getting ready to dedicate a new school. You understand? Big shout out to Tazar, Captain Tazar. He's captain now, right? Taziah Wan. Is he a captain? Yes. Big shout out to Captain Taziah Wan out there doing it up in Delaware. Worked hard. I watched him work hard to build these schools out. He worked hard, man. And now them brothers came in and joined him, and they built them schools up. And them beautiful, wonderful sisters down with them, working with them. His wonderful wives working with him, man. They doing it up. So next weekend, Saturday, I think it is. Saturday sounds right. We'll double check it. We'll be out there in Delaware at the new school. You can check it out on the website and find out what's happening. Come on down and join us. Then it's the Midwest Monster Weekend, the Midwest Fire Weekend. The week after, that's a big event. I'll have all the commercials for it. I want to thank the heavy hitters for coming through in the building. General Muhammad in the building. Yeah. General Malika Allah in the building. General Hazayan in the building. And of course, Officer Marah and his whole crew, Officer Yadiah, Officer Ibad Hayah, and Officer Matham Yah holding it down, man, every week, like we do. Join me every week. And please pay your tithes. Like, I know I don't say it every week, but that don't mean you slack on it, okay? Step it up. Keep them tithes in effect, or everything we doing is going to start slipping apart. So continue to support the truth. See y'all next time live in the truth, y'all. Shalom. Commanding General YAHANNA here, I.S.U.P.K, the original I.S.U.P.K, 1969, Body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action, that you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that, and it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's gonna all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the I.S.U.P.K first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from I.S.U.P.K. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up under cats. They're getting what they click. Bring your click here. And let your clique handle I.S.U.P.K. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle I.S.U.P.K, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like I.S.U.P.K ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the I.S.U.P.K, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're gonna realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I'll see you soon. Shalom, family.